Putin continues to manipulate the issue of negotiations with Zelensky, inviting the Ukrainian president to Moscow, but Trump is ready to talk to Putin again. What they can talk about this time remains to be guessed at. My name is Albina Pidhirnyak, current news and analytics for your attention. Putin said that if there are agreements with Russia on security guarantees, then no one can doubt that Russia will fulfill them. The question here is, why should anyone doubt it? Maybe because Russia has not yet implemented any agreement to which it has made commitments.
If these agreements are reached, no one should doubt that Russia will fully comply with them. And we will respect those security guarantees, which of course must be developed both for Russia and for Ukraine. And I repeat once again, Russia will undoubtedly fulfill these agreements. But in any case, so far no one has discussed this with us at a serious level.
But you know that Putin has clearly been deceitful here. He says that security guarantees for Ukraine will be met, but Russia sees no point in security guarantees themselves. The Russian dictator is directly threatening those countries that are going to send peacekeepers to the territory of Ukraine.
Secondly, regarding possible military contingents in Ukraine, this is one of the root causes of drawing Ukraine into NATO. Therefore, if any troops appear there, especially now during the course of hostilities, we consider them to be legitimate targets for strikes. But if decisions are reached that lead to peace, to a long-term peace, then I simply see no reason for them to be on the territory of Ukraine. That's all.
Obviously, in order to talk about security guarantees, it is necessary to achieve peace. Peace agreements are exactly that Ukraine is ready to discuss at the level of leaders. This has been repeatedly proposed by the president of Ukraine, Volodymyr Zelensky, and here Putin, I calculate how he can refuse the peace talks without directly offending Trump. He said that in order to talk about peace, Zelensky must come to Moscow. Putin even allegedly promises to provide the president of Ukraine with all the necessary security.
We are ready for meetings at the highest level. Listen, the Ukrainian side wants this meeting and is proposing it. I said, I'm ready. Please, come. We will absolutely provide the conditions for work and security. A 100% guarantee. But if they tell us, we want our own meeting, you should go there for it. I think that's simply excessive demands on us.
Meanwhile, Trump was asked if he planned to talk to Putin, and surprisingly, Trump again noted that he intends to continue the dialogue with the Russian dictator. This is unpleasantly striking. After all, after the deadlines that Trump set for Putin, nothing happened. No sanctions, no additional arms supplies to Ukraine, nothing.
Do you plan to speak with Russia's President Putin in the near future?
What?
If you will speak with President Putin in the near future.
I will be, yeah, I will be. We're having a very good dialogue. I settled 7 wars. The one that I thought would be maybe one of the easiest. You know that feeling? You think one thing is going to be easier, turns out to be a little bit tougher. But the one that I thought would be an easier one because of my relationship with President Putin and with Ukraine and everything else, I thought it would be the Russia-Ukraine disaster, where this week 7,014 people were killed, soldiers, in most cases soldiers, a few from Kiev, relatively few, but mostly soldiers, and they're being killed at levels that we haven't seen since World War II. And they're not American, they're not from any of the countries that some of you are from, but they're people, they're souls, and we'll get it done. But that's turned out to be the most difficult of the group. You know, I settled 3 wars. One was 31 years going. A lot of people killed, 10 million people. Another was 34, and another was 37 years it was going on. And people said, you can't settle them, and I settled them. This one turned out to be more difficult. But we'll get it. We're going to get it settled.
Volodymyr Zelensky spoke at the Italian Ambrosetti Forum, where he called on democratic countries not just to help Ukraine, but to invest in joint weapons production and form common security.
Right now, we are building the first joint weapons plant in Denmark, and it's a modern facility. This is a part of our defense strategy to build weapons together to modernize defense production in Europe and to unite Europe in this work. It's crucial for modern industry, strong jobs, and for Europe to stay competitive in the world. And I hope that Italy will also join us in building these joint production projects. In fact, Europe needs a new network of modern defense production, one where countries support each other by producing protection for themselves and for all of Europe. This will make Europe much stronger and more resilient. So I want to share a few thoughts, just some things, and with definitely affect our shared security.
Meanwhile, Putin, probably preparing for the next conversation with Trump, began actively telling how Yanukovych burst into tears when he learned about the economic consequences of Ukraine joining the EU.
The problem for us at that time, when Yanukovych was president, was that Ukraine's integration into the European system of economic relations was connected with certain economic issues for us. Because Ukraine was part of the free trade zone, we had open customs borders, and this had certain consequences for us. Ukraine had to weigh on the scales what it was losing in relations with us, directly in financial and cooperative terms, and what it was gaining there. That's what President Yanukovych was thinking about. He calculated it and shed a tear, because opening the markets to the competitive, highly competitive Europe.
The video you will see below was posted by representatives of the State Border Guard Service. This video shows a drone flying into a car of State Border Guard Service employees and ricocheting off. Fortunately, the people managed to survive and escape. Please support Ukraine and remember that as long as this war continues, world security is at risk. Take care. I'll see you again.